First we have Dr. Douglas Munch, and he is the founder of his own corporation called DFM Limited, a strategic management consulting firm specializing in corporate and business development. He has held a variety of corporate positions, and he has worked extensively in many medical fields, too numerous to mention here, but you can read it in the program. He has served on many boards of directors, including the John Hopkins Medical School, the Philharmonic Orchestra of New Jersey, and is on the medical advisory board of his local YMCA. His accomplishments are extensive, and quite obviously this is one very busy man. And he's a photographer to boot, and you can see his photographs out there that are for sale. Recently, he has been involved with his local YMCA and its partner in Skopje, Macedonia. I'd like to now call on Dr. Doug Munch.
Good morning. Good morning. So I'll just have to call until this thing works. Maybe, do we have anything now? Okay, let's try that. Great. Okay, we're on. How are you today? Great, great. So we're starting today to talk, and our presentation is going to be to talk about hiking and doing photography in Macedonia. I'm not Macedonian, nor are my colleagues. So how does somebody who's not a Macedonian get involved in tourism in this incredible country? Well, you have to have a YMCA president like Bob Lamaro. And my younger friend has an uncanny ability to twist people's arms, nearly to the breaking point. But he didn't have to twist hard. So last year, Bob and I were talking, and I told him that I had sort of retired from my former professions, and he said, well, what are you going to do? I told him, oh, I'm going to take pictures, and I'm going to put together tours to interesting and exotic places. So he said, well, how about Macedonia? And I thought, okay, how about Macedonia? Why not? It happened that last summer I was in Europe. And during the time in Europe, I just hopped on an airplane, went to Budapest, changed planes, and arrived in Skopje, where Alexander Kirkovsky, where's Alexander? Over here, president of the Skopje Y, picked me up at midnight and brought me to the hotel. Without Alexander, I would have been completely lost and a total basket case. So this thing started working out well, and I spent 5 days touring Macedonia with a professional photographer, which was absolutely fabulous for me because I got an opportunity to see every corner of this marvelous country. And I hope you'll have an opportunity to stop by and look at the photographs in the back, because those are some of just a few of the pictures that I took while I was there. And I hope that they do justice to the beauty of the country. It's really fabulous. Well, in fact, the two ladies on our panel, my colleagues, who are running hiking tours, or I should say hiking tours, I don't know if you can run a hiking tour, are going to be, had similar experiences because they were organizing tours or they were organizing hikes for people in New Jersey. And Bob similarly solicited them to do the same thing for Macedonia. And Susan and Karen have both been to Macedonia on a hiking expedition of their own to scope out the territory. Well, I wanted to do two things this morning, actually several things this morning, because as a non-Macedonian, I'd like to talk with you also about the history of Macedonia, but first, just a few facts and figures. Let's see if I can get back to that, if I can go backwards here. Ah, there we go. Okay, a population of about 2 million people. The size of the capital city is Skopje. 20% of the people in the country live in the capital city. And the ethnic mix is roughly 66% Macedonian, some 22% Albanian, 4% Turkish, and a little over 2%, which are the Roma are gypsies. The religious affiliations pretty much follow the ethnic mix, and 65% of the population is Orthodox, and 29%, a little bit more than the Albanian population, is Islamic. 4% are Roman Catholic, and others constitute 2%. The major population, demographic population, is this 18, and here, wrong button, sorry, I'm not used to this clicker here. Okay, there we go. Is down here in the 15 to 65 group, 70.4%. But the population, like most European countries, is aging, and as it is here in the United States as well as many other places. Canada too, yeah. The exchange, I wanted to say something about the exchange rate because the dinar is pretty much hooked up to the euro. And going over to Macedonia, I found that most Macedonians' reference currency was the euro. Even though they spend dinars, their reference currency was the euro. And so they were more happy to have euros than it seemed that they were willing to have dollars, especially considering the weakness of the dollar against the euro, which was trading not at parity, which would have been approximately 60, but the dollar was trading at about 41 to 45. So it was considerably weaker, reflecting the weakness of the dollar against the euro. Philip told us about the marketing in Macedonia, and he showed us some wonderful clips. I think that it's important to note that in this marketing campaign, what's being reflected is the attitude to look at Macedonia as a lifestyle destination. And I believe that that's very important, and it's also reflective of what we're doing with the hiking and the photography as well. The natural beauty was referred to. There are 3 national parks. The oldest one was formed in 1948. And of course, there are wonderful natural lakes as well. So you've heard about those. I'm not going to mention that further. The hiking tour will absolutely take advantage of the mountains, lakes, rivers, and you'll see, and there'll be caves in part of this as well. I'm going to take a few minutes now to walk you through a 7,000-year history of Macedonia in about 5 or 7 minutes. And I'm going to do this from a non-Macedonian point of view. So hopefully you will bear with me. If I make mistakes, the eggs are in the back. And, and so let's see what happens with this. But we're going to start here with about the time of Alexander the Great, and we're going to work our way up through the Republic of Macedonia as a democratic and independent country.